Hi, welcome to the Essentials of Personal Finance for Healthcare Professionals. My name is Chris Gibbons. I'm going to be your instructor for the next 6 weeks as we delve into the world of finance and really what it means to us and our families and those that we care for and our loved ones. Many of you are going to be embarking on a professional journey within healthcare soon as you graduate from Mercy College. Some of you are already professionals within healthcare. And with that professionalism, with that career, comes an income. And with that income is how do you plan? How do you use those resources? And do you think about how you're really using the money that you're going to be earning throughout your lifetime? It is it's cliched, but it's very, very true. Most of us spend more time planning our vacation or shopping for that washer and dryer. We'll research, we'll do all the, whether we're going on a vacation to Florida or whatnot, we research all the areas we want to go to, and or whether we're buying a washer and dryer or whatever. We spend more time doing that than we do really our financial lives, which guide so much in what we do. Guide or directly impact the quality of our life. And I'm definitely not one of these people that money equates to happiness. Money is simply a tool which can add a nice foundation for folks and their stability that allows for the potential of happiness in some areas of their life. Of course, you can be a millionaire and completely unhappy, but let's face it, there is some foundations that you need. You need a those basics: the roof over your head, the transportation, the food on the table, the planning for retirement, the planning for the unexpected. You need to cover these basics, or at least think about these basics and how you might cover them. So, through this course, over the next 6 weeks, we're going to explore some of those issues, and you'll feel pretty good. You'll feel pretty confident in, I think, how you're going to approach your financial aspect of your well-being throughout your life. And hopefully that after this course that you'll realize that it isn't really that difficult. I was a financial advisor for many years. I was a Series 7 stockbroker, and I would make plans for my clients. And it always amazed me that really it wasn't that difficult. When you look at it, there was the perception that it was extremely difficult, but once you understand the foundation of that, it's not too bad. And unless you have a very difficult, complicated financial life, maybe you're high net worth and unusual tax situations and whatnot, then yes, you might need an accountant and a financial advisor and an attorney all working together to come up with a plan. But for the most of us throughout our lives, we don't necessarily need that level of professional help. There are times that we might need it, and that's important to recognize when you might need that help. But for the most part, you can do this on your own. And hopefully, you'll learn that through this course and learn that you can become a student of this beyond this course and just, keep abreast of changes. And it's not intimidating. So I guess that's the whole key here is that you can take ownership of your financial life and hopefully help guide your decision making as you go through and think about these things that you do as you're making this wonderful, income and all these resources in your healthcare career. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the course. I like to do a syllabus walkthrough. So if you haven't done it already, let me show you in the course here. I've got the syllabus all over the place, but you can find it on the on our welcome landing page here. So take a moment if you haven't done so already. Pause the video, print that out, and then come back and we're going to go through the syllabus. All right, so hopefully you're back now and you got that syllabus in your hands because it will kind of guide us through the entire course. All right, so let's take a look at it. I've printed it out as well. So here you have my contact information. Of course, my name is Chris. Feel free to reach out. Email, text message is great. You have my cell phone number. Don't hesitate to text me. So my contact information located up there. This is a 6 week course, guys, so it's going to go fast. Even though it's one credit hour, it will fly very quickly. Um, We've got our add drop dates. Of course, no one's going to want to drop this course because it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You're gonna love this course. But if something for some reason you have to drop the course, make sure you do so by July 2nd so you don't have to pay anything for it. Course materials. All right, so we're using one textbook, and hopefully it was super cheap because I got mine on Amazon for like $7. And I think I even got the hardcover. I think it comes in hard and soft. It even comes in a Kindle edition. But we're using something called the index card. It's not your typical textbook, okay? But I love this book. It's simple. It's quick to read. As you can see here, pages not too dense. We're not talking a lot of heavy duty stuff here. But his approach, I think, is fantastic. This particular author, kind of made the national scene because he did something that I have always believed in. He just got to it before I did. That's always it. I'm always a day late, dollar short. But his concept was that you could fit every essential thing that you, for most people, need to know about your personal finance on a single index card, which is located in the back. If you have one of the hard copy, back of the edition, you can tear it out. But you're going to kind of make your own index card. Now, what I had, my theory was that you could put everything on a single sheet of paper. That was my theory. It's like, oh, he did it on an index card. Mine was that you could do everything on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Uh, that you really need to know. Again, unless you have some super complicated, uh, financial situation. But most folks, you could fit everything on a single sheet of paper. He even got it down to one index card. So I love that simplicity. That simplicity. And students have overwhelmingly loved the read. This is a fast read. Literally, you could read the whole book in probably about 3 hours. So fast read. We're also going to be doing some supplemental reading in the course. Not listed here, but it's supplemental. It'll be in the modules. So when you see it, I'll provide PDFs. And that is, it's called Finance for Dummies. If you remember the Dummies books out there, great, great books. This will help kind of complement, maybe add a little bit more depth to some of these areas that we should have a little bit more depth to. So you'll have those supplemental readings as we go through the course. So make sure you do both. You're going to do the index card. Hopefully this is a keeper for you. And hopefully, again, you didn't spend, this should have been very, very cheap compared to regular textbooks. And then we're going to have the supplemental readings as we go through. And that's pretty much it. That's all you're going to need for this course. We're going to keep it pretty lean and mean as far as what we're doing. There's going to be discussions that we're going to have sprinkled over the next 6 weeks. We're going to have 4 discussions. We're going to have quizzes, a lot of them, but they're kind of mini quizzes. Okay, so you're going to do a little bit of reading, and you're going to take a little quiz. A little bit of reading, little quiz. A little bit of reading, little quiz. Shouldn't be too difficult, even though you're looking at like, wow, 15 of them. But when you're looking at maybe 10 questions each, sometimes they're 5 mini quizzes as you go along. Of course, they're open book, open note, and you should do really well. Just making sure kind of that you've got that content, that you've read the material, and you've retained a little bit, and we're able to gauge that you've retained a little bit, and that's for yourself as well, making sure that you've got that down. So we've got the quizzes in there. We're going to be doing a couple of progress journals where I'm touching base with you, just seeing how you're doing over the next 6 weeks. Those will be relatively easy, just getting some points for basically talking to me. So easy points there. And then we're going to have a final exam. Always a lot of stress around that final exam. But here is what the final exam is going to be. You don't need to study for it. The final exam is going to be, you're going to develop a statement about your own personal finance viewpoints. And you're going to coalesce kind of around some central points, things that you feel that are important for you. So hopefully that by taking a few moments, when you do this final, it's going to be a written document. There won't be any time, so it's basically like a paper, if you will, and then you'll submit that. But you'll take some time to think about what you've learned in the course and what's applicable to you and your situation, because everybody's a little bit different. And that kind of that personal financial, your statement of belief of importance of these things for you and what you see that you want to do, can be used as a blueprint going forward as you make decisions. So just having that thought about a direction can guide future decisions rather than approaching them somewhat randomly. You walk in the car dealership and you see the wonderful, beautiful $47,000 automobile. Okay, you might be able to qualify for it. But should you get it? You might think, wait a minute. Okay, if I get this $47,000 automobile, but I want to buy a house. Okay, this means that my house payment's going to be, I'm not going to qualify for as much of a payment. That this means I won't be able to get as much as a down payment. This means rather than getting that 4-bedroom house with 2.5 bath, I'm now stuck with a 3-bedroom home with 1 bath because I wanted the $47,000 automobile that will be worthless in 9 years. So, helping guide those choices. Not to say it's not bad having the $47,000 automobile, but just know if you make choices, you make them with knowledge. Okay. And hopefully this personal financial plan that you're going to make, the statement that you're going to make, will help get you thinking in those directions. So that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. Simple assignments as we go through the course. Let me show you how we've laid out the course as well. I'm going to go over to the modules so you can kind of see that. They look a little intense, but again, I've got them segmented into numbers. So you'll do a reading and presentation, you'll do a quiz. Readings and presentation, quiz. Readings and presentation, quiz. And then we'll have something at the end. A discussion might be most weeks a discussion. A few weeks we're going to have no discussion, and you'll have that progress journal. So very doable, very doable. Again, this is a 1 credit hour course, but we're doing it in 6 weeks. So it'll kind of feel like, because we have to have basically almost 3 times the pace of a regular 1 credit hour course. So it'll kind of feel like a 2 credit hour course, a little bit more than a 2 credit hour course. So when you're planning your own your time management, it should feel about 2.5 credit hours, quite honestly, because we still have the same amount of content. The same amount of content that we would cover in 16 weeks, we're now covering in 6. Okay, so it's going to kind of go fast, but should be doable. These readings, again, the readings are very quick, very quick. Presentations, I do have a lot in here, but in some modules you'll find quite a few presentations in there. But hopefully you can just get some popcorn, sit and watch them, maybe take a couple notes, and you're good. The quizzes, here's a clue. If you've listened to this video at this point with the quizzes, they usually pick up on a couple of areas. The vast majority of the questions will come directly from the reading. Okay. Usually a couple of questions will come from supplemental reading, okay, that you'll find within the modules. Let me see if I have one. Oh, I think I have one here. Let's check this one out. Yeah, so you'll have the supplemental readings right in here. Okay, so you'll check that out. And usually a couple questions might come from there if there are supplemental readings and chapter readings. And I usually pull a couple of questions from the videos. Okay, so if you just read and don't watch any videos, can you get an A? Yeah, you could probably get an A in the course. If you watch the videos, you might grab a couple more questions that I will specifically key in on the quiz. So I think it's to your advantage to do, of course, both the readings, the supplemental that we'll have in here when you see this little guy with the money bag, and then, of course, the index card readings. Definitely do those, and then just do a quick view my lectures, and that should hopefully the purposes that ties it all together. All right, so that's what we've got going on for this course. Again, if you have any questions or problems as you go through this, please feel free to contact me. I know summer is usually a busy time for a lot of us. We've either got family obligations going on, we still got work going on, and you're trying to go to school during the summer as well. And of course, this being only 6 weeks long and we're compressed down, things can go very, very fast. If anything happens, just let me know. If there's a situation. Maybe you got called into work, or you're sick, or you got a sick kid in the hospital, and the ER department broke their arm on the teeter totter, and you've been in the ER all night, and you need an extension on due dates. Not a problem. As long as we get everything in by the end of the course, we're good. And as long as we met the learning objectives for the course, we're good. How we get there, we can have a little bit of flexibility. Obviously, because of the amount of work that we're doing every week, even in 1 credit hour, we don't want to get too far behind. So just be careful there, okay? Um, I will actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be opening up multiple modules at the same time. For the first week, we're just going to stick to module 1. Then you're going to be looking at other modules kind of opening up, so you can actually work a little bit ahead if you like to. Some students like to do that. So, but I will ask that we all kind of finish around the same time. So keep that in mind. All right, that covers this. I'm excited about this course. I love this one because it's really personal. It has to do with us, not necessarily our jobs. I do teach other finance classes, but this is the one that really changes our own lives, hopefully, and the ones that we care for, our loved ones. So this is an exciting course. I'm glad to have so glad that you've come and taken this course, and hopefully you see value in it by the end of our 6 weeks. All right, everybody, have a good week, and thanks for watching.